Hey credit warriors, welcome to the show, and as a credit card points and miles enthusiast, I have been using credit cards to earn points and get free or almost free luxury travel since 2016. If you're interested in all that, you can check out some of the other videos on our channel. But what are some of the credit cards you must have in 2023 in order to get the best value out of your business spending in the form of business class flights, 5-star hotels, and airport lounge access? Well, in this video, we are going to give you 5 must-have credit cards for 2023, and this video is brought to you by Aura, but more on that later. First up, the Bilt Rewards MasterCard. Now, the Bilt Rewards MasterCard is pretty unique in that it allows you to earn Bilt points, which, by the way, are transferable to a load of airline and hotel loyalty programs, by paying rent to any landlord even if they haven't signed up for the Bilt system. And loyalty partners of these points include American Airlines and also Hyatt Hotels, which is a pretty high-value partner. Now, you may think, well, I own my own home, so this isn't something I would consider because I don't pay rent. Well, hold up, because there are some other benefits to the Bilt MasterCard aside from paying rent with it that we'll talk about in a minute. But first of all, let's talk about the rent. You can earn 1 point per dollar on rent payments with no transaction fee up to 100,000 points per year. It used to be 50,000, but they raised it recently to 100,000 points. And that cap should cover most people. You'd have to spend over $8,300 a month before hitting the cap. So I think most people are covered. Then in addition to that, the card earns 2 points per dollar on travel and 3 points per dollar on dining. Those are respectable multipliers. Not the best, but respectable. But hold on, there is more. On their so-called rent day, which is the first of every month, you earn double points on everything except for rent. So 6x on dining, 4x on travel, and 2x on everything else. There is a maximum of 10,000 points per month you can earn through this promotion though, but that shouldn't be a problem for most people. It's still quite a lot of points. But hold on, because there's even more. Bilt now has a dining program where when you link your card to it, you can earn 5 points per dollar at participating restaurants. And if that card that you link to the program is your Bilt MasterCard, and it's rent day when you go to the restaurant, you'd earn 6 points per dollar for dining on rent day and 5 points per dollar because you signed up for the dining program and went to one of the listed restaurants. So that's a total of 11 points per dollar. Or if it wasn't rent day, it would still be 8 points per dollar, which is pretty good as well. Now, the dining program is currently available in 5 cities, including New York and Chicago and a few other ones, and the selection of restaurants in New York looks pretty good. Just be aware, with Bilt, you do have to make at least 5 transactions per month in order to earn any rewards at all. I think that's just to guard against people only using it for rent or only using it for like one transaction on rent day. Then in addition to points multiplier promotions on rent day, they also run other kinds of promotions. For example, for rent day in April, you could actually status match with the card and get Hyatt Explorer status for 3 months with a chance to extend it through 2025 if you stayed just 10 nights at Hyatt properties in that period. If you stayed 20 nights, you could reach Globalist until 2025. And normally Explorist would be 30 nights and Globalist would be 60. Now, although that deal is now over, I'm sure we're going to see more promotions. In fact, for the coming rent day in May 1st, Bilt is actually going to give you a 100% bonus when you transfer points to Flying Blue, which is the combined loyalty program of Air France KLM. So let's say you want to take a business class flight to Europe that cost 50,000 points one way. Well, now you're going to get double the points. You transfer 50,000 to Air France KLM Flying Blue, you actually get 100,000 in your account. So you can get a round trip business class flight for the price of a one-way. So anyway, the Bilt MasterCard, there's nothing quite like it on the US credit card market. And if you're renting, it's a complete no-brainer. I'll put a link to it and to many of the other credit cards that we're going to talk about in this video in the description below. But let's move on to our next must-have credit card of 2023. The Chase Sapphire Preferred. Now, the Chase Sapphire Preferred is a classic, and now is a better time than ever to get the card because of the brand new 80,000 point welcome bonus when you sign up. Now, we'll talk about the bonus in just a moment, but first, what's good about this card? Well, it earns 5 points per dollar on travel purchased through Chase and 2 points per dollar on all other travel, then 3 points per dollar on dining and 3 points per dollar on online grocery. And for online grocery, if you pay through a grocery store's companion app, Chase will normally count that as online grocery. This is the case with Publix and with Kroger and Ralph's. You can physically go to the store, but as long as you pay through their app, it does count as online. That is what Chase is allowing right now. Obviously, it could change in the future. Lastly, the card earns 3 points per dollar on select streaming services and 1 point per dollar on everything else. And there's also a $50 annual hotel credit that offsets the $95 annual fee. Now, the Chase Sapphire Preferred is a great card to get into the Chase ecosystem, and it normally has the highest bonus, like now with 80,000 points. So you could get it for the bonus, and then if you prefer in a year's time, you could upgrade to the Chase Sapphire Reserve if you want a more high-level card that gives you airport lounge access, etc. Or alternatively, you could downgrade to the Chase Freedom if you want a no annual fee card that earns 5% back in rotating quarterly categories. But if you want to transfer points out to airline partners, you do have to have either the Sapphire Preferred or Reserve or a Inc. business card. Anyway, the current welcome bonus is 80,000 points for spending $4,000 in the first 3 months. It is a limited time offer, so if you want it, I would try to get this card soon. And I'll link to the card in the description as well. And before we get into talking about our next card, if you want to get a credit card or any kind of credit product for that matter, you're going to want to protect your identity from thieves who will steal your information and open fraudulent accounts in your name, trashing your credit score and your hopes of ever getting approved for future credit products. You may not know this, but your information is easily accessible on data broker websites like True People Search. Look, there are 52 Ben Hedges on there with addresses, phone numbers, emails, etc., but not one of them is me because of the sponsor of today's video, Aura. Aura is a complete identity theft, credit monitoring, VPN, and antivirus service all rolled into one. They constantly submit removal requests to data brokers to get your personal information off the open internet and even monitor the dark web for your info and passwords that may have been stolen in data breaches. They found 3 instances of my info on the dark web. Their credit monitoring feature will send you an alert if there's suspicious activity on your credit file, like someone trying to apply for a credit card in your name. Their VPN service protects your information from theft on the internet, particularly useful when using public Wi-Fi, and their antivirus software protects your computer and devices. It's like 7 things that all complement each other rolled into one, and thus provides much better value than if you were to sign up for all of these services separately. Let Aura do the hard work of keeping you safe online, and if you sign up now with my link below, Aura will give you a 2-week free trial of the service. You'll be shocked at how much of your private information Aura finds exposed on the internet over those 2 weeks. So go to aura.com/Ben Hedges to start your free trial. You can also click the link below or scan the QR code on screen now. All right, on to our next card. The AmEx Gold. The AmEx Gold has always been such a no-brainer card for me. I've had it in my wallet pretty much consistently since 2018. The card's main selling point is that it earns 4 American Express points per dollar on restaurants worldwide and US supermarkets. I spent $7,626 at restaurants last year and $8,685 at supermarkets using this card, which at 4 points per dollar means I earned 65,244 points from all that spending. That's enough for a one-way business class flight to Europe in United's flagship Polaris business class. That's a flight that would normally cost $4,000. Now, the card does have a $250 annual fee, which is, though, offset by $240 worth of credits, so a $120 dining credit and a $120 Uber credit, which is also valid for Uber Eats. So if you use all of those credits effectively, it costs you just $10 per year. So for this reason, the AmEx Gold remains a card that I am still recommending to people in 2023. It remains the best card for earning points on dining or grocery, unless there's a limited time promotion, for example, the Chase Freedom offering 5 points per dollar on grocery for 1 quarter, for example. You'll find a link to this card in my credit card guide, which is always in the description below. All right, let's move on to card number 4. The Amex Blue Cash Every Day. Now, this is an interesting one. Originally, I was considering the Amazon Prime Rewards Visa card for number 4, since it earns 5 points per dollar at Amazon. A lot of people use Amazon. I use it all the time, so it could make sense. But I wanted to go a bit broader in online shopping and everyday categories, and the Amex Blue Cash Everyday was actually updated last year with some really great categories. The card earns 3% cash back on groceries, 3% back on online shopping, that's the category that's particularly interesting to me, and 3% back on gas. Each of those categories is limited to $6,000 in spend per year, so that's $18,000 in total. If you max that out, that would be $540 in cash back for the year, and the cool thing is the card has no annual fee. So this could be a great card to use for online shopping if you're not loyal to Amazon, all right, and you shop at loads of different online merchants. If you're an Amazon Prime member and you're buying loads of stuff from them, then just get the Amazon Prime Rewards Visa. But what is more, if you are on Team Cashback, it could be a great card to cover those three really big categories: groceries, online shopping, and gas. All right, moving on to our fifth and final card, the Capital One Venture X. The mighty Venture X. You could say that this was the most popular card of 2022, and it is still going strong in 2023. Now, the main reason I include the Venture X in this is that it is the cheapest way to get unlimited airport lounge access from a variety of different lounge networks of any card on the US market right now. The card gives you unlimited Priority Pass lounge access with 2 guests, also unlimited access to Plaza Premium lounges with 2 guests as well, and you can also go to Virgin Clubhouses. In addition, there's also a new Capital One lounge network starting up. They've just got 1 location so far, but there are more opening soon. Then you can also add authorized user cards for free, and they get their own lounge access with 2 guests as well. So you could potentially get a lot of people into lounges with this card. The annual fee for the card is $395, but it's offset by a $300 travel credit, and every 4 years, a TSA Pre/Global Entry credit for $100. Then every anniversary, you get 10,000 points, which is worth at least $100. So if you play your cards right, pun intended, this card would be free to keep in your wallet. In terms of point earning, the card is reasonably strong too. It earns 2 miles per dollar on all spending, and then in addition, 10 miles per dollar on hotel and car rental on Capital One Travel, and 5 miles per dollar on flights through Capital One Travel. Now, if you got all 5 cards on this list, this card would serve as your airport lounge access card, so your sort of premium travel card, and on top of that, your catch-all card for non-category spend, since it earns 2 miles per dollar on everything. Now, this list of 5 cards could serve as a list where you get every card, or where you pick and choose. We've given you at least 1 card from the 3 big banks, Chase, Amex, and Capital One. Unfortunately, we didn't include Citi in this list, but if you want a good runner-up, the Citi Custom Cash is a really popular card right now, and it would also be a great addition to any setup. It earns 5% cash back, which is transferable to 5 Citi points per dollar in your biggest spending category each month, so it's also kind of a no-brainer card. And like we said as well, you could substitute the Amex Blue Cash Everyday for the Amazon Prime card if you're a big Amazon user, and you don't spend that much money on other online websites. After getting some or all of the cards on your list, you may want to load up on a few other cards in a certain system of your choice so that you can maximize the amount of points you can earn within that system and pool them together for redemptions. For example, you may want to get a Chase Freedom Flex card to complement your Chase Sapphire and pool those points together. Also, if you own a home, the Built card may not make quite as much sense for you, so you might want to substitute that for the Citi Custom Cash instead. Anyway, guys, let me know in the comments what are your must-have credit cards for 2023. A big thank you to Aura for sponsoring this video. Get 2 weeks free of their service by going to aura.com/Ben Hedges, or clicking the link below, or scanning the QR code on screen now. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.